Something that many people would not have expected out of Impact is busting out a really strong Ambessa, and I was really pleasantly surprised when he was able to pilot it as well as he did. So something you'll definitely see in the trade is Skarner and Ksante are both still available. With Ambessa open, a lot of teams will wait with picking their top laner until 3 on red side, because then if they didn't pick Ksante, you can pick Ksante and a ban Ambessa, or you can pick Ambessa and then pick some of the bans for her. So probably not going to see, well, they decide that Ksante is worth picking into Ambessa, which is actually pretty interesting. A lot of people decide that that's not a matchup worth opting into, but Impact says, you know what, just give me Ksante, I don't care.
And we've seen Impact play a lot of Ksante in the past, one of his go-to champions, one he's had some pretty big performances on. Just going to go ahead and check in real fast. It is Draven, Varus, and Talia banned out by 100 Thieves here in the first half. Over on the other side, Kalista, Chase, and Yone are removed from the pool. Second pick in this one for Team Liquid is going to be the Maokai, presumably for Umti in the jungle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's actually his first Maokai pick of the split, though, which is kind of surprising because he was playing it non-stop last summer. We do have Gnar as the answer and the Azir. Are you surprised we don't get that Ambessa side here?
Honestly, yeah. I felt like Sniper would really prioritize the Ambessa. I mean, it makes sense. Now, keep in mind one thing about Fearless is sometimes you want to pick something that you may not want to use into Ksante. You want to keep the Ambessa open as an option later in the draft. So in the game 2, game 3 potentially. So he just decides to grab the Gnar. Makes a lot of sense. Gnar should be able to have a really easy time bullying something like Ksante Maokai. Maokai doesn't have all that much base damage, mostly CC. So if he navigates the side lane well, he should be a great thorn in Team Liquid's side. That said, this is a pretty much stock standard formula for TL here. We have got a beefy boy in the top lane, a beefy boy in the jungle, and then probably looking for a counterpick support, or maybe give APA that space.
And Yeon has right around a 70% win rate in his career on the Ezreal. Is very difficult champion to get in onto. If you're thinking about it from the 100 Thieves side, what are you thinking as the kind of picks you need to look towards to be able to actually access and deal with the Ezreal?
I think 100% Kai'Sa is the #1. I mean, that's how FBI took us out yesterday as well, playing the Kai'Sa into the Ezreal. It's definitely something you want to do when you have the Gnar as well, because if the Kai'Sa is able to hover down to the sideline, Gnar can pressure even harder with Kai'Sa's semi-global. So it's a really nice ban sniped out by TL there.
Exactly. TL reading it the same way you are, my friend. They do not want to be dealing with the Kai'Sa in that matchup. Over on 100 Thieves side, their last pick of the first half of the draft was also the Azir, and so they're going to give the respect ban over to APA, getting rid of that old school throwback one trick back before the champion even got like reworked. Like APA was known for some Aurelion Soul play. They're going to ban that one out of the pool. And now Team Liquid, they're just going to go ahead, double target Marksman here in the second half, getting rid of Misfortune.
Are you surprised at all by the A-Soul ban? Because it's not something that we've seen APA play at all this split, but obviously he is still known for it.
I'm not surprised at all, honestly. I mean, I know Quad actually dabbled a little bit due to the nature of Fearless. You have to sometimes find a counter pick for Azir when it's game 3 or 4, because not every team has a huge priority on him. So when you get later into the draft, this happening, I'm shocked Ziggs didn't get banned actually.
Game 1 though, right? Like that's the thing. I agree with you. If it was game 4 or 5, I wouldn't have been surprised. But we're in game 1 and Ziggs didn't get banned.
I'm absolutely shocked. I was about to say, like, APA must have something other than Ziggs in the tank, because, you know, you go down to 4 or 5, you decide to give Yeon that premium third pick with bans, and he just gets the Ziggs. I'm shocked.
I mean, to me, this feels like they have to have a game plan that they're going to attack the Ziggs, because it feels like such an obvious opening, right? Like, you were leaving this up, you're saying, you must pick this. Do you think they have the tools to really be able to attack this effectively? Like, I could see your 0 post 6, forcing flash, and then looking for reganks, but, is that enough?
I think Skarner's E is, like, obviously one of the best champions in the game to harass mid lane. Whether he can actually kill you mid lane depends on whether your mid lane can follow up after they use their all-important CC to stop the Skarner E. So Ziggs is one of those champions where, yes, he can W the Skarner E. Can he get away from the shuffle after that is the real question. So I do think they have the gank set up. Still, I feel like a Hwei is almost as easy to gank, and you probably want to get APA off that comfort. So I'm a bit surprised that they opt into this still, but I respect it.
I do wonder if it is like a little bit of a long look towards the series, trying to think about we could let this through early, we don't have to deal with it later, we feel like we have a decent plan.
Well, one thing that we are looking at now for 100 Thieves, we saw the double 80 carry bans from Team Liquid in the second half of the draft. The Kai'Sa that you were talking about, Whippo, the MF alongside it. The bottom lane answer to that Ezreal from 100 Thieves is the Corki LEona combo. How do we feel about that?
I think Corki LEona is a really strong lane in general. It's just like it reminds me of like a Season 3 lane, Good old classic, LEona E's in, your Corki Valkyrie's in, and you kind of one-shot someone in CC. At least that's what you're trying to do. So nothing special going on, but a very stock standard draft coming out from 100 Thieves. They've got the Gnar on the sideline trying to harass the Ksante. Maokai's going to have a hard time stopping that. And then you've got Skarner, Azir, Corki LEona. Very standard, front to back. Nothing special going on here. On TL side, however, they've got a lot of range. They've got a Maokai, and they've got a Ziggs and an Ezreal. This means that for 100 Thieves, finding ways to stop TL from grouping as 5 people and playing the side lanes is going to be crucial. This Gnar will need to drag Ksante away from the 5 stack so that Skarner actually has a target. Because Skarner's biggest strength is a jungler can die to his ultimate, a support can die to his ultimate, and Ksante cannot.
That last pick was CoreJJ's Poppy as well. We'll see how effective that can be at kind of stopping the game plan there for 100 Thieves, trying to make that engage. We know that Poppy can really do some great stuff with the nice timing and the steadfast presence, and CoreJJ is the kind of guy who's been playing League for so long at such a high level. You trust him to be able to make those stops.
100%.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for breaking down the draft with us, Bippo. I think you're going to be back with us for all the drafts, hopefully.
I hope so, too.
And we will see you there later on.
All right, we look forward to talking to you again after this one is done, my friend. But for now, it's time to hit the rift for game number 1 of our LTA Split 1 Finals. 100 Thieves going up against Team Liquid. I was, while you were out there doing the intros and contributing to the show, I was screwing around in Twitch chat a little bit, and I was looking at the poll when they were talking about who do you think has the edge, and in the community, it was actually very heavily skewed towards 100 Thieves. At least in the pregame Twitch chat poll, there was about 75% of respondents saying, hey, they think 100 Thieves has the edge here. And I think after 100 Thieves triumphing over FlyQuest yesterday, with FlyQuest really being a lot of people's favorites to win the whole thing, 100 Thieves kind of got some gas in the tank now.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, 100 Thieves is my prediction to take the series here today as well. I think their team fighting has leveled up incredibly. This team was able to pull off some very difficult to execute drafts yesterday against FlyQuest in some situations where, FlyQuest has a comp that heavily outscales, and you're able to pull that off. I think it's so impressive to be able to execute like that, especially in that game 2 where they were so low on engage, essentially had none. And I do think, Eyla, FBI are playing so incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
River and Quid are kind of amazing as always. And Sniper yesterday really stepped up, had some fantastic games. So that was a bit of the X factor there for me. We can see APA already getting active in chat. Thanks, Golden Glue, for Ziggs.
Yep, he's immediately ready to yap. I mean, he even said it to you. You said that you didn't really hear the responses when you were doing the interviews, but we all at home heard him say Sniper's going to be so busy responding to the yapping in chat that he's not going to be able to keep up in the game, on the Rift, during the fights. We'll see if APA ends up being right about that one. In this latest installment of a head-to-head that honestly has been raging for years now, Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves, these two teams have had quite a history meeting, not just head-to-head, but head-to-head in a lot of different finals. The first time that they met in a finals was back in 2018. Team Liquid 3-0'd 100 Thieves and set the record for all-time fastest best of 5 in LCS. It's currently 39-30 in favor of Team Liquid, but then the next time they met in a finals a couple years later, 100 Thieves 3-0'd them the other way and set a new record. Breaking TLs.
I mean, it's incredible. This rivalry has been going on for such a long time. Last year was a year that was kind of dominated with the rivalry between FlyQuest and TL, but if you've been a fan of the LCS for quite a while, you know these two teams have been battling back and forth for year after year after year. They each have a finals win. They're trying to win the best of 3 finals.
The best of 3, the best of 5 to decide the winner of the best of 3 finals for Split 1 to go to first stand. There's a lot of numbers going on here, but Impact is immediately trying to force Sniper back, make sure that he has control here over this top side, gives him the thumbs up, the communication. Sniper also giving him the 100 Thieves a call emote. I love it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sniper had such a good series yesterday, especially the Gnar game. I was super impressed. I do think, one of the hardest things about Gnar is not always the laning. I think it's about how you play side lanes, how you actually manage the Gnar bar to always have it at the correct spot. So when you TP in, you aren't just instantly Gnaring out and they just back off. You have it right kind of at that perfect mark. And he was able to do that so incredibly well. He got a solo kill on both of the enemy solo laners as well, which was really a huge difference maker. So, Sniper just stepped up when it counted most.
The thing about those solo kills too, the first one was an early lane phase solo kill at level 3, and then later on he gets one in a side lane once we're way into the actual late game portion of the game. So he was excelling at all stages. I agree with you, one of the most impressive performances we've seen out of him. Goes for the wall up there on Impact, doesn't collide with it, but still wants to keep on scrapping here with a Ksante. One more hit might get it done. Sniper with a flash forward, but he can't get the third auto for the proc on the Hyper. So Sniper loses a a flash there in the trade.
Yeah, I think that is such a small thing, but if Sniper actually flashes up more, if his mouse is in a slightly different place, and he flashes the cube, flashes into a place where he's still in range to get that third auto, I think he might have had the solo kill, or at the very least, traded flash for flash. But that is such a hard thing to do when you're kiting back and your mouse is on the left side of your character, and then you immediately have to try to change where the mouse is to flash up and avoid a skill shot. But still, very tight margins there. It is Impact at the end of the day that comes out with the summoner advantage, though.
Yeah, Impact will be happy for it. Both top laners going to go ahead and use those early TPs to get back to lane. Nobody was in fighting shape after that long extended trade. Taking a look back down here at the bottom side, it does appear to be Yeon and CoreJJ with the early control over the lane, making sure they maintain priority here, utilizing the range of the Ezreal. CoreJJ also just utilizing that passive buckler throw to get a little bit of extra harass on these guys. And honestly, Isaac, I think that both of these AD carries have been having monster performances so far this year.
I completely agree. I mean, I do think they have been incredible for their teams. Obviously, there has been a lot of talk about Yeon, and I think rightfully so. So we're going to see a gank mid, maybe.
Yeah, Umti doing a good job finding Quid there. APA also knocking him further back with a satchel charge, but between the two of them, they just don't have a ton of damage just yet. So even though Quid does get knocked back, he still escapes without having to spend the flash. But the big deal here is the fact that Quid has already used his teleport. He's already spent that summoner to shop and return to lane. APA now has more resources than Quid. He's a higher level, and he still has a teleport ready to use.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll be able to get a great buy, right? He's sitting on just about 1,200 gold, so going to be able to try to push this out, come back, be on that lost chapter very likely. And we'll be sitting in a great position. It'll be harder for Quid from that spot. Of course, it is AP jungle, AP mid, so Quid is just going to be building towards some early MR, just trying to survive that, keep his farm up, and make sure that he is a really big presence in the team fights later on.
Umti, again, just going to be as annoying as possible. Ruin Quid's tempo a little bit here. Throw out the sapling, cost him an extra 5 seconds having to walk further back. Yeah, it's not like you're going to really pose a kill threat there, but just wasting his time, getting those extra little advantages for APA can go a lot further than it might initially look like.
Especially because Umti didn't really have anything to do on the map anyway. His camps were mostly just respawning. Now the Wolves are back up and the Gromp is back up, so we'll see exactly where he wants to go. But this push is going to get a plate maybe for APA. So, you deny some CS. I'm not sure he's going to quite get it. It's going to be very close, but we'll grab that plate. So that is a significant amount of gold. That swing in the matchup there is good. And we got to talk about Yeon and his heroic performances. Even when there have been criticisms, levied towards Liquid, it is like, yeah, Liquid really needs to shape up. Except Yeon, because Yeon is doing great. Yeon, you're great. You're head of the class. You're an A+ student.
It's like a group project where everybody else is kind of goofing off, not doing their job. Yeon is still getting the top mark.
And I think, at this point, you have to start looking at him as like, is he the split one MVP? Like, he is up there, right? He has really just been standing out so incredibly. Umti, of course, here. We are going to see a fight on top side.
Yep, Sniper wants to jump in. Impact doing a good job putting him in a bad spot, but now here in the pit, Umti with the flash over the wall to get himself away to safety just barely. Now River's going to be your target, and it's first blood over to CoreJJ. Team Liquid brought everybody here to the party, but Impact's in danger. Top side, one more hit might do it, but no! Some fancy footwork from Team Liquid's top side baits in FBI and Sniper, and now they're both in some serious danger. CoreJJ jumping forward yet again, trying to keep the Corki in range. Yeon grabbing the kill on that one, but Quid wants revenge. Team Liquid running low on resources now. Impact, barely any health, barely any mana. Quid decides to go in for the engage, and CoreJJ's the target. Team Liquid looking for a little bit extra damage here with the range, but Quid survives by just a hair on the health bar. APA still wants more. He needs a little bit more range, but it's another just bare miss. Quid's barely hanging on. Eyla's barely hanging on. Sniper's barely hanging on. They need a little bit more damage. Team Liquid, surely they will get Quid here, but the other two kills evading them. That was so close to a disaster for 100 Thieves.
That was, I want to say, like a combined 300 health between the three of them. Yeon does have his cleanse, should be able to walk this one out. We'll see. River not going to commit to it. Does interrupt the recall there, but yeah, that was so close to APA getting everybody. He was just short of having the damage to knock down everyone on 100 Thieves and make that a nightmare for them. TL still, though, really happy with how this is going. They do take the 2 grubs. Umti was over there focusing on those while there was this battle going up on top side. That Sniper was winning. Umti obviously gets pushed out here. Yeon is over the wall trying to return some fire. River River flashed in, got him stunned against the wall. Eyla is there as well. They couldn't quite take down Umti. And then in flashes Core as APA comes in for the reinforcements. They're able to get the 1 kill onto River. They push Eyla back out, and then they look to collapse back on the top side. And this is what I was calling out live during the play. Look at how he waits. The patience there is actually so nice because Ksante is always going to try to anticipate the Gnar ult with his W and immune that. But we're back to live. We're back to a dive, and APA is gone already.
Beautifully done from 100 Thieves, but what about the consequences? FBI rooted up from a long-range Nature's Grasp from Umti to guarantee a 1-for-1 trade for 80 carries on that one.
Yeah, nicely done. Going to be able to get one back, and unfortunately for FBI, he is not the kill recipient, so doesn't really get much from it. Umti, though, eyes on the objectives. He is going to go right towards this dragon. Is building towards the early Leandries, which I do find a bit interesting because generally, you know, Maokai's, you only see them go for this build when they are kind of solo AP. Ziggs like being solo AP as well, but they do have that damage. It is going to really help the poke, and it's going to make it very frustrating to actually approach, you know, at these objectives when you're walking through the minefields from Ziggs, when you're walking through the Ezreal and everything. And we can watch this dive in the picture-in-picture one more time. This is APA using that satchel aggressively, and then Eyla just gets over the wall, finds a nice engage with the Zenith Blade.
Meanwhile, we have 100 Thieves trying to challenge here for that Drake. Umti did manage to land the smite secure, but now he's got to be careful. Nice Bramble Smash, trying to keep River away from him. Eyla now with a full-on chase coming out from the Zenith Blade. River wanted to go in for the Impale, but it does not work. Now he's going to be killed off instead. 100 Thieves overextending and getting caught out. Beautiful control from Team Liquid. They're calm, they're cool, they're collected, and they're way better in the first 10 minutes of this game.
I mean, CoreJJ there was able to actually find a heroic charge to actually knock the Skarner ult away from Umti. That was massive because it actually changes the positioning based on the positioning of the Skarner. That is where the ulti is coming out from. So he actually saves his jungler with that heroic charge. Yeon is getting paid, and when Yeon is getting paid, it means really good things for TL.
And credit to Umti, too. He was taking the dragon. He sees the River is ready to tunnel through the wall. They end up getting in a full-on, honest-to-God smite fight, and Umti just comes out on top. Now in the bottom lane, APA versus FBI yet again. A battle of the letters as River shows up, wanted to try to throw that rock, maybe finish off the kill. It ain't going to work, but Impact is ready to go. FBI knows he is stuck. There's no way out. APA is getting the money on that one. 7-2 for Team Liquid. 2,000 gold lead. Umti and CoreJJ already under the second set of grubs.
Yeah, this is looking so good for TL in the early minutes. Going to be able to get objective after objective after objective. He should at least be able to get to 4. We can see the teleport coming in from Ziggs up towards top side because Impact used his teleport to cover bot. And that Uber Eats TP coming in clutch for APA. Moving around the map, you know, using that additional global to just cover. When your top laner goes bot, you go top, you cover for each other, you both push out, you don't lose minions that way. And they are going to be able to get those 4 grubs. You can see the Scuttle being taken and Core moving up here as well. TL's just moving around the map, utilizing this Ziggs so well. And this is kind of why they are famous for this pick. I mean, APA pilots it really well, but understands how to put on pressure on towers, moving through the side lanes. And he's just such a frustrating player when he is on this champ. It's absolute comfort.
I mean, Bwipo hit the nail on the head. I can't believe they gave him Ziggs, right? You're banning out the control mage responses to the Azir during the second half and banning out the Hui instead of the Ziggs. Again, maybe it is just a foresight thing. Maybe you're saying, okay, well, this is going to remove it for the rest of the series. We'd rather see if we can make it work in the Azir matchup. But so far, APA is showing why this character is so frequently banned against him.
Absolutely. I mean, I can definitely see the logic of, I think I have a good game plan to deal with it. Instead of spending a ban on it every single game for the whole series, we let it through. We'll see if our plan works. So far, not working. But, you know, had it worked, you look kind of like a genius. And either way, even if it goes bad, then at least you're not having to spend a ban on it for the whole series. So I can kind of see the thought process. But of course, you know, it is one of those things that people are going to be surprised to see that go through with multiple bans towards lower prio control mages for APA. But that being said, Quid's still farming here. FBI still farming. We'll see if they can make some magic happen in the team fights as they have done time and time again. But the only one who's up on gold is actually Sniper, so it may be pressure on him to be able to get that going through the side lane.
Exactly. Like you were talking about from yesterday, the big Gnar performance, the chance to really be the difference maker here for 100 Thieves. But now he's being forced away from the turret down here in the bottom lane. We still have another 60 seconds of turret plates still standing, so Team Liquid is going to continue to farm more money off of those. You can see Umti with the fully completed Leandries that you touched on a little bit earlier. Whenever Maokai's want to go for Leandries, they often go for the red smite alongside it to just get that little bit of extra damage. He has 7 charges left on the the jungle items, so then he's going to have that additional burn on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think for TL, this is a really good sign because we're getting into that mid-game point. Another Dragon's coming up here in a minute. Then you got the Herald coming up in 2.5. And then you're just going to constantly be fighting over all these things. And those saplings will be so obnoxious for a 100 Thieves squad that is already 3,000 gold behind.
Yeah, and every time you get hit by the sapling, it's not even just the damage. It's the slow that comes through and sets up the skill shots from the Ziggs and the Ezreal that is going to make things even more frustrating to deal with. And Yeon positioning very aggressively here. He's in a great spot, obviously working towards that Triforce. Does already have the tier stacking up for quite some time. And you can see Quid has been set very far behind. We already have the fully completed Blackfire Torch there for APA. Merc Treads was the pit stop for Quid. That makes a lot of sense against Ziggs plus Maokai, but it does mean that your damage is going to come in a lot later, and TL want to make it even later than that.
CoreJJ flashing in for the slam into the wall, and Nature's Grasp from Umti makes sure that Quid has no way out of that when APA tosses in a bomb to seal the deal. Now the Satchel Charge should guarantee the kill in the top lane tier 1 turret at the same time. Team Liquid takes the turret, takes the kill, takes the feats of strength. Everything is coming up TL in game 1.
Yeah, they are looking really good. 5 grubs with this comp. You're pushing through all 3 lanes, it feels like, as well. So the grubs are just going to be so frustrating to deal with in that spot. You can see Sniper now does have his Triforce, so he's on a really nice power spike now, and maybe can get some prio in this side lane. His Impact went for the tier 2 boots, but Ksante is still doing Ksante things and is going to be a hard nut to crack.
This is so dire of a game state for 100 Thieves right now. It feels so hard for them to try to find any sort of a play to make anywhere against TL as Impact goes all out, looking to drag Sniper over the wall because the rest of the team is ready and waiting. Even though Eyla wanted to back up his top laner, there's simply more men ready to go on the Team Liquid side. 100 Thieves still luckily has that tier 1 turret still standing they can retreat towards, so neither one of their players will die down here, but we've already got the next Drake spawning, and it's already being farmed up by TL as APA tells him exactly what he thinks of their draft.
Yeah, great draft, guys. We can see that Quid is pushing up on top side, trying to look for a tier 1 up there, trying to get some objective bounties, which have already spawned 15 minutes in. But Impact has the teleport. He answers as APA. Again, these two are just cross-mapping. Every time Impact has to base or Impact has to go somewhere else, APA comes in and covers for him, and then Impact takes over his assignment. And River is going to look here, but Yeon is just so hard to catch. And the last outer now is that mid lane one remaining here, 400 Thieves, as TL are 5,000 gold ahead and the objective lead at 15 minutes and 45 seconds.
It is a fantastic start for TL heading into this final. I think the spawn effect is still in full swing, my friend. They're having a great time on this one as CoreJJ does not want to get hit by the stun there on the Solar Flare. Steps far enough to the side to only be hit with a slow, and now Yeon's going to take the opportunity to fire back a little bit, but he does loot out on that trade as well. That means that FBI now valking forward, putting some more shots into Yeon, but Yeon keeps his cool, doesn't spend the flash, stays alive.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool, calm, and collected. River are going to try to move over here and see if they can take anything. Any objective is worth a lot more, obviously, because objective bounties are already there. So if they can grab this Herald, you're going to get the bonus gold, plus potential to maybe even kill off a tower and get the bonus gold there as well. But TL definitely doesn't want to give it up for free.
No, sir, but Umti now getting grabbed. The E-stall impact through the wall from River. Umti trying to get enough distance there as the impact misses. The Impale not colliding there on the target, and Umti escapes. Meanwhile, up here on the top side, Impact is ready to go into Sniper and Quid. CoreJJ tries to run in, ready for the wall stun. Impact should grab the first kill here on the Sniper, and the second one's going to go over as another one falls. Team Liquid with 2 more kills in their pocket, right when it seemed like 100 Thieves might have had some momentum to try to make some sort of a play happen. They cannot collapse in time to get the kill on Umti. Team Liquid brings in the cavalry and turns it around.
And Liquid are just doing such a good job of actually displacing his Quid. Going to get a shuffle.
Quid, nice job there on the Emperor's Divide, but CoreJJ turning it right back around with a knockup of his own. Neither champion dead here as Yeon needs a little bit more damage, but the minion blocks that last Mystic shot. No chance for that one to zero in on Quid. Meanwhile, tier 1 turret down. Whoa, that true shot barrage almost got it done.
Yeah, not quite enough, but back to what I was saying, TL are doing such a good job of actually displacing the Skarner ult. Every time he starts channeling it, we saw the earlier one where it got stopped by the heroic charge. This time it's actually a satchel charge from the Zig, throws it out, knocks him away, kind of just puts that aim off course. We'll see. Would it have actually hit Umti? I think it might have. He kind of got knocked to the side. Or does it follow with you, or does it always stay at the point of origin?
It looks like it's still casted
that
from
time. It looked like it stayed at the point of origin. So, maybe not actually having that effect there, but TL playing really well and Impact able to take down Sniper on the side. Eyla gets chased down. TL are just fully in control, not being able to find many plays here for River, and their carries are just so far behind now. And you got to talk about TL, 3 straight finals with the exact same roster. They have really committed to this roster, to the development. I know talking to Spawn a lot, his philosophy is so much that a team needs time. You can't just keep shuffling things around and assuming that's going to make things better. Just because you lost doesn't mean you can't improve with that roster. They've put so much work into developing this roster, and they're trying to take it to an even higher level, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do it this year.
And I really like that kind of a growth mindset from Spawn. For those who aren't familiar with him, he was the Team Liquid Academy coach for a long time before moving up to the main roster. Team Liquid Academy was one of the most successful academy teams that we had in that ecosystem. And so I just have to default to trusting this guy and the way he talks about teaching players how to work together, creating a team out of just 5 dudes. And with Team Liquid, the fact that they've made 3 finals now in a row, I think that's evidence enough.
Something is working.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that. Something is working.
Well, looks like something might not be working here for CoreJJ. He's very much in danger. Does drop to Eyla. The last tick of the Ignite is going to take him down. River swooping around here, looks for a little bit more damage into Yeon. Eyla re-engages now. Nice double impale coming out from River as Impact's in danger too. 100 Thieves doing a great job. They found 2. They found 3. It's absolutely massive for the Thieves here.
Yeah, getting some big shutdowns, closing the goal lead a little bit there. The Ziggs ulti, the triple hit there, stopping the tempo. APA being pretty annoying, but couldn't actually get involved in that fight. I mean, he is so strong. Look at where APA is right now. Already has 2.5 items. You look over at Quid, he just scraped together his first. He's going to have a little bit more gold in the tank, so he's now moving in towards that Leandries. But APA just so strong at this point. And Liquid that time got caught out by River. He got a great impale. They're able to find that CC and knock down a couple members to pick up some of that gold.
The tragedy, though, 400 Thieves in picking up those 3 kills is that it was 20 seconds before Otacon spawned and about 45 seconds before the Drake spawned. So yeah, you get the kills, you get the shutdowns, that feels great, but they would have really liked to have been able to link it up with an extra objective take afterwards. And now that Team Liquid's back alive on the map, the objectives are waiting for them. But let's take another look at how CoreJJ got caught.
Yeah, it's just Eyla and FBI laying a trap really intelligently. River is over the wall there looking to reinforce. Yeon shifts forward, so he steps up. River gets in position, finds the double ulti on the Ksante and on Yeon. They throw the kitchen sink at Yeon, knock him down. Impact does go on the run, but Sniper is here. They're able to get a kill there as well. It's a great collapse. You have to look for these sorts of plays. Golden Glue looking really pumped up after that one. I mean, this is the kind of situation you find yourself in. You've got to be willing to throw everything at someone if you think you find a pick when you're this far behind.
And 100 Thieves now moving into enemy territory, still looking to fight, but they've got to be so careful about this. Down 4,000 gold. River already losing about half of his HP. FBI doing the same. River trying to flash away, find some sort of an escape route, but it ain't happening. APA killing off Quid at the same time. Back over in the mid lane. FBI's on the run. Umti's on the chase. And CoreJJ's on the warpath. Sniper dead now too. Eyla trying to escape. Everybody on 100 Thieves is dead. There's only 95 of them left. Ezreal, Team Liquid, absolute massacre.
It's an ace, and it's Otacon off the back of it, and it's going to be a tier 2. It might even be a tier 3 as well. They are getting everything from this. Massive rewards picked up here by TL. And this is going to be tough to come back from. APA is just going to stay. He was already so far ahead, and now he's getting all the local gold off a tier 2, a tier 3, while they take Otacon after getting an ace in which he got a triple kill. I want to see how much gold is actually in his pockets. He's sitting on 2,400 gold. He just based.
I feel like letting Ziggs through versus APA, we already said, I can see the idea. I can see the theory.
I'll make a prediction. It's not getting through for the rest of the draft because it's fearless.
Wowie. Okay, nice prediction. Let's take another look at the fight that started with 100 Thieves just really posturing aggressively into Team Liquid's jungle.
Yeah, so 100 Thieves were moving up. Again, they're stacked as a group here. They're saying, you know what, we got to pick last time. Let's look for it again. Quid goes forward. Great reactive flash there from APA. Has the flash to answer. And then Quid has no more movement abilities, no flash, no E. So he's just locked up there and burst down by APA, who's playing on the side of this fight so well. We're back to live, so we best be back scrapping.
Yeah, we're right back into it as FBI valking away from the True Shot Barrage, guaranteeing that he stays alive. And APA just being so fed, having the damage over time items in the inventory, the double dot with the Blackfire plus Leandries. You saw there when he hit FBI with a bomb, the Corki still had 150 health left and just burned down in that fight. Nobody else even still had to hit him. As CoreJJ will now do as CoreJJ does when Team Liquid is ahead and just completely choke the vision away from 100 Thieves.
I think it's really smart, and I also like Umti just going towards the Mikhails. Like, I think it's completely fine. You're not going to be tanky regardless when you're starting Sork boots as well as the Leandries, so he's basically just an additional support. He knows APA and Yeon are super fed. It is way more important for me to just protect them. And here comes that Maokai ulti, again, just making space from that tower, trying to allow them a window to step forward, but someone's got to answer Ksante in the bot lane, and that is the problem right now. 100 Thieves are stacking everyone on top side to see if they can get an odd man fight, but that just opens the door for Impact to whack away on this tower. And yeah, Ksante's not the fastest, but he's still got a sheen with that Iceborne, and he's still killing that tower.
Team Liquid trying to utilize the power of this voracious Otacon. They want to get some value there out of the false lives, continuing to try to put this pressure on Impact again, just aggressive with the Pathmaker, trying to force Sniper back. Yeon ready to join up now with his top laner, put a little bit of extra damage here into the tier 3, open up potentially 2 different inhibitors for the siege, as the remaining 3 players on Team Liquid will continue their efforts towards the tier 2 here in the top lane. Solar Flare attempt was made, but it does not connect on anybody. Umti might be the target for the Impale. Nice job from River landing that one with Eyla ready to join up with a Zenith Blade. They will at least get the 1 false life, but you're trading a false life for a tier 3 turret in the bottom lane. I still think TL comes out on top in that one.
Yeah, TL definitely still comes out on top. I mean, the base is cracked. That is what you really want to get done. And the bigger problem, TL spent really nothing. They didn't spend any summoners on that push or anything like that. Soul is in a minute because they've been stacking these objectives so diligently. If you thought it was already incredibly hard to take down Impact, he's got a Spirit Visage, and that's going to be amping all of the Ocean Soul healing. If they get that, I just think 100 Thieves are way too far behind to have any sort of a chance. But by the same token, you're down 8,000 gold. Can you realistically win a fight? It feels like there's not much of a shot, and TL has just dominated this first game.
I mean, let's be honest here. We are at the point of the game where 100 Thieves doesn't really have it in their decision-making alone to win this game by doing something specific. They need Team Liquid to make a mistake, and they need to be ready to punish.
From their friends.
Exactly. They need a secret agent on Team Liquid to make a goofy move, and they need to be ready to punish that goofiness. But right now, Team Liquid is not playing goofy. They are playing coordinated. They have been doing a great job punishing when 100 Thieves overextends. Team Liquid had the 1 mistake in the enemy jungle that 100 Thieves did a great job of punishing, but other than that, they've been in control. And now 3 seconds left on this Ocean Drake. 100 Thieves just trying to defend around the Sun Disc here in the mid lane, but look at FBI and Quid's health bars. They're still burning down a little bit further, by the way, and that's 1 bouncing bomb.
Yeah, 1 bouncing bomb, 30, maybe even a little bit more % health done on FBI from 1 Q. I mean, AP is just so far ahead of the pace of the game because not only did he get a ton of kills, he got plates, and he got local gold off so many towers, and now they're going to get Ocean Soul here, I think. It just feels like River doesn't really have a way in.
And CoreJJ is ready to back up the rest of the team. Nature's Grasp just barely does not connect on the enemy jungler, but now it's Sniper trying to find some sort of an angle, some sort of an opportunity. Gnar does not hit APA. He is on point with reactive flashes against 100 Thieves attempts. The Dragon still being burned down. APA with a Mega Inferno Bomb. FBI is going to continue just burning away to it. Another True Shot Barrage that nearly hits the mark, but that's Ocean Soul. That's a kill on Sniper. That's Team Liquid marching up to the Baron pit.
Exactly. And when you get Ocean Soul, you can just infinitely go towards the Baron. You're not even losing health. You're healing off it time and time again. 100 Thieves, you got no other options other than just coming out of the base and say, hey, let's try again. Keep fighting, because there's no way you're going to be able to hold on against this. So they're going to come over, see if you can find some heroics here from 100 Thieves. But really all CoreJJ has to do is keep River out of the pit, make sure it's secured, and it's going to be your Baron.
All right, it's got to be a full crazy YOLO coming out from River, and Team Liquid just don't want to allow that even a small chance of happening. Keeper's verdict from CoreJJ says River is not allowed to participate in this one. Another Nature's Grasp flies out, just zoning the team away. Impact on the front line, trying to make sure that 100 Thieves has no path forward. Now he's got to flash defensively. River's still on the chase, but 100 Thieves has to be so careful about over chasing. APA finally going to get caught there by the Solar Flare stun. Over the wall goes Eyla. trying to chase down after this monster carry on Team Liquid. First kill for 100 Thieves goes over as they take out CoreJJ, but it already cost them Eyla and Sniper both. Team Liquid gets the Baron and a 2-for-1 after.
Yeah, they're looking incredibly good in this game. 10,000 gold lead, Ocean Soul, Baron buff, 2 inhibitors are exposed. You have to feel like this is enough for TL to just march it down here and potentially deal that lethal damage, close out this game number 1. And close it out with an exclamation point, because this has been such a one-sided start to the series. We can watch it one more time. River just has not been able to find the ult he wants, just not barely catching CoreJJ. Tried to actually interrupt him with it, doesn't get it, gets knocked out. They secure the Baron, and then 100 Thieves have no option but just trying to force the fight. Impact is just creating space though, and as they're fighting back, you're walking through these Ziggs bombs, you're walking through this, and now watch CoreJJ here. As they go over, such a great job protecting APA, because when he gets hit by the Leona all over the wall, they're gonna full send it on him. But the instant W stops that interrupt, coming through with the Zenith Blade, stuns him against the wall, peels for APA, and as long as APA is safe, as long as APA is firing, you are winning every single fight. This guy is so far ahead.
And now Team Liquid ready to keep this push going. They have 2 exposed inhibitors in the 100 Thieves base. They take out the last remaining tier 2 turret up here in the top lane. Impact and APA are going to be working on the last standing tier 3 turret now as 100 Thieves go for the collapse on the 3-man TL squad over in the mid lane. Yeon flashing over the wall to guarantee his safety against the Impale. Now the counterattack from TL with the True Shot barrage over the top of the Mega Inferno Bomb all the way from top lane. APA is godlike. 100 Thieves is out of there. Team Liquid already mopped them up, and they'll walk it all the way in for the win. APA just pads the stats for a little bit of extra turret destruction. Mid lane inhibitors the target. Sniper and Quid, 2 solo laners, 12,000 gold behind, will not hold the line here at the Nexus turrets. First one is already down as the Baron empowered wave is ready to collide into the second. Team Liquid just moving forward effortlessly. I don't feel like there was ever a time in this game where they allowed 100 Thieves to find their way back in. And game number 1 was TL start to finish.
Absolute dominance here from TL. They were, to me, the odd man out of the top 4. They were the team that looked the most shaky coming into the semifinals. The one that everyone I spoke with were saying, yeah, they probably don't really have a realistic shot at the title. But yeah, here they are. They already made it to the finals. They dominate game number 1, and they are starting this off just about as well as you could hope for.
Team Liquid just wants to run that one back a couple of more times, make this one nice and fast. Remember though, in the interviews, Sniper said, hey guys, fast 3-0. APA said, we're gonna give it a 3-2. We're gonna make it a show for the fans. But a reminder to all y'all fans out there, do not miss any LTA action when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for less gold. Scan the QR on the screen right now. Click the link in chat or the Uber Eats button on lolesports.com to access the Champion Shop exclusively on Uber Eats. Now let's head on over to the LTA Lounge to break down